What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. It is now Monday, January 30th, aka Mock Draft Monday on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel. A tradition we started a couple weeks ago, and we've done a few mock drafts so far. We've done what Ron Rivera would do. We've done what I would do. We've done a mixed mock, drafted for his Ravens. I drafted for the Commanders. We're going to mix it up a little bit every week. We're going to try to do something different. It gets really, really exhausting, and we kind of regurgitate the same things, the same names, and the same topics over and over. You know what I wish we were talking about right now? I wish we were talking about our team, the Washington Commanders, punching their ticket to the Super Bowl like the Eagles just did yesterday, like the Chiefs just did yesterday. The Eagles, the second time they've done it in 5 years. So for those who like to sit and point to the trophy case and say, Philadelphia only has one trophy, at least they seen it. For the fan demographic that I represent, we have never seen an 11-win season in this franchise. We've never seen a quarterback throw for 30 touchdowns. We've never seen conference championship weekend. We have not participated in the NFC championship one time in my lifetime, in my 31 years of fandom as a Washington Redskins football team Commander fan. But what we're doing here on Mock Draft Monday is we're building a team that could take us to that next level. And the theme of today's mock draft, it's a wacky one. This is the YOLO draft. You only live once. With this draft, it's all weapons. We're doing a 2-round mock draft, and it's a weapon in both rounds. We're not going to the trenches. We're going for impact day one contributing starters on the offensive side of the ball. We've put a lot into the defense over the year. So we're going to get wacky with this one. We're saying fuck need. We're going best player on my board at the time Washington picks. So don't get too upset with me, because this is an illogical, and I don't think it's going to happen mock draft. But this is a draft I feel like if we spent money on the offensive line and in the secondary in the free agency period of the offseason, that if we were to pull out these two, this is a winning football mock draft. This is what you see teams in the 20s who already have an established roster do, where they can just go best player available. This is a draft a team like the Jags or a team that's already built up some playoff equity would do. This is me moving like that for the team, and this is me moving off the storyline that Sam Howell is going to get 2023, and we want to give him his best opportunity to have weapons and a litany and plethora and arsenal of dogs all around him at every position. So with the 16th pick of the NFL draft and mock draft number 4.0 for my Washington Commanders, the team selects Bijan Robinson, running back, Texas. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people. Bijan Robinson is a top 5 player in this draft. Bijan Robinson is as good coming out as Saquon Barkley was coming out of Penn State. I watch him. I watch his movements. I watch his home run hitting ability. And the first and only thing I see when I watch Bijan Robinson play football is my favorite running back of all time, LaDainian Tomlinson out of Texas Christian University. LT was my favorite guy. Watch Bijan Robinson's patience. Watch his lateral agility. Watch how smooth he is as a running back and how he picks his running lanes. If you don't see LaDainian Tomlinson, I don't know what to tell you, but the dude is a home run hitter. We're talking about an offense where not one of our running backs had a run over 37 yards last year. We don't have home run hitting ability. We don't have a guy that can hit a triple. We barely have a guy that can hit a double. I love Brian Robinson. B-Rob had a nasty first season, despite what he went through, despite being shot. Many Man Robinson. Could you imagine a backfield of Robinson and Robinson, Bijan and Brian? It would be absurd. and this is me completely throwing Gibson to the side because I honestly think we should move on from Gibson in 2023. We'll get to that in a later offseason video. But Bijan Robinson would change our offense, and it would give us a ridiculous, like, I know we have holes in the offensive line. Bijan Robinson going to get yards regardless. Home run hitter. You're talking a 1,400 yard guy as a rookie. And you're pairing him with Brian Robinson, Thunder and Lightning. It would be amazing. I hate the term generational talent. Bijan Robinson is a generational talent, and I believe he's going to be drafted by one of our divisional rivals, the Cowboys or the Eagles, and he's going to haunt us forever. We're not drafting Bijan Robinson, but for the sake of this mock draft, we're taking Bijan, and we're having one of the best rushing attacks in the NFL. This bullshit 2-to-1 ratio Ron be talking, we can be closer to that with a Bijan Robinson backfield, especially with him and B-Rob as a two-headed monster. That's who I went with the first pick. And with the second pick, people like to act like our tight end position isn't a need. Well, in this offseason plan here, we're cutting Logan Thomas. And we're drafting a tight end with our second-round pick. And my favorite tight end in the draft, everybody's favorite tight end is Baby Grunk out of Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. That's not where we're going with this pick. We're not even going with Darnell Washington. My favorite tight end in this draft is the kid out of Utah, baby. Dalton Kincaid. 6'4", 242-pound tight end, former high school standout basketball player out of Utah. Absolute baller. Plug and play tight end one from the day he steps on campus. From the day he steps in Ashburn, he's tight end one. Cole Turner, Armani Rogers, John Bates, they make for good backup and depth tight ends. Dalton Kincaid is coming in right away and is an immediate contributor. Great hands, basketball background. The best tight ends that played this game have a basketball background. He's still raw to the game. He's only played football since 2017. He played basketball his whole life. He's only been playing football for 6 years. There's still meat on the bone for him to grow, and he's already one of the more lethal and more upside pass-catching tight ends in this draft. I think he has the most fluid route running and hands in this entire class. I think we would be getting tight end one here in the second round. I think Dalton Kincaid's going in the first round. Bijan and Dalton Kincaid. So just spell it like this. We come out for week one. We go and sign Caleb McGarry in the offseason, and we get another center to pair with Chase Rouillet, or we move on from Chase Rouillet. We come out week one. Sam Howell has Bijan Robinson in the backfield. Dalton Kincaid at tight end. We come out in a 3-receiver set. Terry on one side, Jahan on one side, Curtis Samuel in the slot. We have bona fide weapons at every offensive position checked, and they're all young. They're all young. Not one of these people I just named is 28 or over. It's all young boys. 3 young receivers, a young tight end, a young back, a young RB2. All we would need at that point is a nice third down utility back to pair with them boys, but just picture it with me. Offensive firepower for days. Offensive creativity, flexibility, position flex like Ron likes to beat into our heads every time he gets a mic in front of him. This is the all weapons, all offensive, modern day best player available mock. Bijan Robinson and Dalton Kincaid. It sounds wacky, but it makes a ton of sense. I want y'all to watch these teams in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks, the Chiefs and the Eagles. The Eagles made a very fast turnaround. It was just 2 years ago where they were like a 5-win team. There were 4-win team who benched Jalen Hurts in their final game so they could get a higher draft position. They're now punching their ticket to the Super Bowl because they attacked success. They went best player available, and the coaching staff that they hired develops talent. Give me an offense with young dogs at every skill position, and let's go for it, man. Let's go for it. Give me a Bijan Robinson, Dalton Kincaid 1-2 to start the draft, and I would be happy while most people would not. But this is Mock Draft 4.0. Mock Draft Mondays on the Rambling with Rio channel are taking you all the way up until the last week of April. And when we get to the NFL draft, and there's going to be draft and off-season content for days in the coming weeks. That's all I got for right now. Let me know in the comments what you think of the running back class and the tight end class, and what you think specifically about Bijan Robinson and Dalton Kincaid. And if you haven't watched them, go watch them, because they're both phenomenal talents, and they're both going to be picked on night 1 of the NFL draft, in my opinion. That's all I got for right now. Holla at your boy. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Deuces.